Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to the channel. What do we know about Algerian scholars before the French colonization? And I'm not talking about scholars in the field of religion, but in the fields of astronomy, medicine, calculus, pharmacy, and logic, from those who left their fingerprint in the history of science. As an introduction, we can say that the era of scientific prosperity was from the 800s to the 1500s. After that, the Muslim nation was exposed to many internal tribulations, then the era of the Crusade Wars, then the era of the Ottoman Empire that has been marked by the superiority of the navy and regression in science. Before we start, I remind you that I did a video and showed the entirety of Europe learned calculus from Algeria. The video is in this same channel and you can watch it later. Today, I have picked 5 scientists to discuss. The first scholar is Ibrahim al-Thaqri. Dr. Shakhlum Saadi said in his book that al-Thaqri was born in the 8th century Hijri in Tlemcen. In the book titled The Book of Famines and Epidemics in North Africa and Andalusia, we can read, and from the ones who became famous, the doctor and the pharmacist Ibn Ishaq Ibrahim al-Thaqri at-Tlemceni. He wrote list of the pharmaceutical terms ordered alphabetically, and he pointed out important information in regards to the pharmaceutical industry in Tlemcen, and to al-Thaqri, another book in medicine titled A Message Related to Medicines, where he started touching on beneficial medicines to common colds. And this is one of his manuscripts from the Algerian National Library, and we can read his name clearly here. We can also in this page read names like the stomach, the chest, the arteries, the nerve, the kidney, the bladder, and so on, which gives an idea about the subject and the scope of the book. The second scholar I have chosen to talk about is Mohammed al-Mishdali. One of the scholars of Jaya, he studied medicine in Tlemcen from Mohammed bin Fashush. Al-Mishdali became in the medical profession very distinctive in his time and the only one of his era. And by the way, the tribe of Mishdali in Bijaya was a tribe of science, like the tribe of Shanqit in Mauritania. So, when you hear the name Mishdali, it's usually a scholar and the history books contain information from al-Mishdali more than it contains information from other names. The third scholar is Muhammad as-Sanusi, and he was knowledgeable in religion and in medicine, same as Ibn Qayyim al-Jawziyya. He wrote a booklet where he explained a set of ahadith related to physical health, from his knowledge that was advanced from other scholars. In his saying, the digestion is of 3 types, a digestion in the stomach, a digestion in the liver, and a digestion in all other organs. He wrote his book like this. He mentions the illnesses and explains the ahadith, as well as prescribing the treatment, without stopping at what was said by their predecessors, but also using his own personal experiences. His books in medicine were just a drop in his sea of knowledge, and he was a philosopher and a linguist of North Africa in the 15th century, and this is something worth mentioning, as as-Sanusi was in denial of the philosophers of his time, and he did not approve what was done by some linguists, such as Fakhr ad-Din al-Razi and al-Baydawi. He authored many linguistic books, and he authored a book to explain the creed of monotheism as well. He is also known in the history books as Muhammad bin Yusuf as-Sanusi at-Tlemceni. He died, may Allah have mercy on his soul, on 895 Hijri, and if we want to read more here, we read. He was one of the greatest of his time. He was born and grew up in Tlemcen. He excelled in many scientific fields, new science and old ones inherited from the past, and this is a definition of his book and works. Our fourth scholar is Ahmed al-Qasantini, more commonly known as Ibn Qunfud. Born in 1340 in Tisandan in the wilaya of Mila, he is a faqih, writer, historian, astronomer, and thinker. He died in 1407, so he only lived for 67 years. May Allah have mercy on his soul. In the book Ma'jam al-Udaba, or the Literary Dictionary, we read about him. He is Abu al-Abbas Ahmad bin Hassan bin Ali al-Khatib al-Qasantini, more commonly known as Ibn Qunfud. He's a mathematician, astronomer, medical doctor, historian, faqih, and a poet. He wrote a 211-line poem and he named it Urjuza fi taqwim al-Kawakib al-Sayyara, a poem for moving planet schedules. He also wrote many books such as تسهيل المطالب في تعديل الكواكب, facilitating the demands in revising the understanding of planets. القنفذية في إبطال الدلالة الفلكية, my take on refuting astrological signs. سراج الثقات في علم الأوقات, the science of times, the guide. بغية الفارض من الحساب والفرائض, the goals behind the calculus and the prescribed religious rites. He also wrote about algebra, calculus, medicine, and a poem about food and drinks, among other things. Most of his manuscripts are located in the Moroccan National Library because he was a judge in Morocco for many years. The fifth and last person we will be talking about is Mohammed al-Habbak. He is based to Abu al-Qasim Sa'adallah, the best in astronomical measurements and geometry. He is a theorist and astronomer from Tlemcen. From his books, بغية الطلاب في علم الاسترلاب, What Students Need in Astronomical Measurements. It's a poem with its explanation. He also wrote نظم رسالة الصغار في الاسترلاب, a poem for youth to learn astronomical measurements. الشرح التلمسانية في الفرائض, a poem to memorize the obligatory deeds. تحفة الحساب في عدد السنين والحساب, the masterpiece of reckoning in the number of years and calculus. Al-Habbak was a reference in astronomy for his entire life and after his death in 1463. These are just a few scholars from the forgotten ones in medicine, calculus, astronomy, and pharmacy, which I hope is a small addition to your historic knowledge.